This is episode number 8 with myself, Dom McGuiness, and of course, Anthony $1 Million Crolla, who is today Mr. Worldwise.
Worldwide.
Explain yourself, Anthony.
I'm actually in Singapore for 2 nights. Yes, there was something about there's been a bit of recce on a few gyms here. There's an event. I'm not staying for the F1, and I'm back before the F1. First time in Singapore. It's a mad place, really. No, it's lovely. I don't know if you have been, haven't you? It's my place, but I'll go and see. But I'm only here for 2 nights, and a lot of travelling for 2 nights. Obviously, we're back because I've got Rhiannon Dixon fighting for the world title next week.
Yeah. I know you're going to take in a boxing event with you there, but you are having a look around, and as you say, looking at gyms and project boxing training camp on the horizon. So it's got everything you'd want really for that as well. Well, that we want, and I'm looking forward to you doing a proper recce here, and
mate, I'll do a great job, but one thing you won't be happy about is the special offer is 2 beers for 25 Singapore dollars. Is it Singapore dollars? Which is it's probably about £8 a pint, so it's not really cheap, is it?
Yeah, well, you say that, but we're both frequented. You know what I mean? We're both frequented places that are just as bad, and that's where we live.
No, absolutely. No, you're right.
It's look, it's not the way it should be, but that's the world we live in. But anyway, we're going to get into Singapore a bit more in a minute. But firstly, you've been recognised again, Anthony. You've got another award. Talk us through it.
Do you know what? I thought you meant when I was in the shopping centre before. Would you believe it?
No, I didn't mean that.
People are going to the crypto fight night here. Yeah, I got recognised then. But anyway, you didn't ask me that.
Were you all right with that? Were you okay?
Yeah, it shocks me at times. But yeah. It's no, dead nice guy, actually, to be honest. Loved his boxing. But yes, I did. I was in Cardiff that weekend with the Yon and Darren Croft and my brother William.
The Crofts are Welsh, aren't they?
They are Welsh, yeah. I didn't know if you mentioned that before, but yeah, they're Welsh and they'll mention it as well. Well, you know what we had? We was like having a serious debate, me and William, and I think they thought it was winding us up about like anthems. We were talking about anthems of a week, weren't we?
Yeah.
And like we was like what they did, at the start of it, because it was like the British boxing they played God Save the King, it is now, isn't it? But they played God Save the Queen, so it's an old one. They sang Danny Boy, sang Flower of Scotland, and then they sang the Welsh one. And because we both said, I think that's like the least catchiest, they took it to proper offensive. I'm not saying that you aren't passionate, but I just think it's the least catchiest. And they weren't happy with me whatsoever.
Because you can't join in. It's because you can't join in. You don't know the language.
Yeah, but do you know what? It wasn't the one that they sing at the football sometime, or like Cordean or Lauren Price come out to it. I can't say it, but it's a banger. But no, it was a different one.
So what have you been? What exactly is your award?
But I will say, I thought Flower of Scotland was unbelievable, and Danny Boy obviously reminds you of Brian McGuigan's father, wasn't it, who sang it all those years ago? Yeah.
So go on. What you've been inducted into the ex-British Boxers Association Hall of Fame. Is this correct?
Hall of Fame, yeah. No, do you know what? Joking aside, it was an honour to be there because there's some like huge names from the past. It was Duke McKenzie who actually gave me an award. Duke, but John Conte was there. James Cook, I love the guy James Cook is. I know there's a few like from John H. Stray said, some of British boxing royalty and stuff was there. So no, it was good. And then there's a few names from the past. There was there's a lot of boxing in the amateurs actually. Probably one of the last handful of amateur fights. Robbie Turley went to the Commonwealth Games. He might have the best voice.
Robbie Turley's the singer, isn't he?
The singer, that's what I was just saying. Then I muttered it a bit when he might have one of the best voices in boxing. He's got a right voice. You know what? I think he went on The Voice.
Yeah, he boxed Frampton, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did box Carl. Yeah, Robert. No, I remember going to the Commonwealth when he was proper young. But no, there's a few. Robbie Regan, former world champion, he was there. No, the Welsh was out in numbers. Joe Cardina was there. Oh, there was loads. Lauren Price, Carris. No, there was there. It was a good day.
So so that's another one for you then. Do you have anything to hang on the mantelpiece or whatever?
I've got a certificate, got like a plaque, and more importantly, I got a badge. I might to stick on your blazer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Wait, BBHOF, yeah, British Boxers Hall of Fame, it is, on it?
It's all go. Portugal last week.
You don't get them in lucky bags, Dominic.
Yeah, Portugal, Cardiff, now Singapore. Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly why I'm called Mr. Worldwide.
What am I doing wrong? Anyway, also last week, Anthony, we did have a quick word about Canelo Berlanga. Now, you were quite sure Canelo was going to get back to a stoppage victory, but he didn't manage it, did he?
No, I did. And do you know what? I thought when he put down the third, I thought, oh, I've got one right. But no, he didn't. And listen, Berlanga was brave. I think, do you know what it was with Canelo? A few people sort of said it. Listen, he's unbelievable. Sometimes you just want to see that little bit of, when he's got a fight hurt, you want to see him go through the gears and get him out there sometimes. But no, listen, he still looked great. Berlanga, the size of Berlanga, by the way, is it true? He put on 25 pounds from the weigh-in. That's what I'm hearing.
But did it look like that to you?
Huge in there. Oh, it looked huge. It looked absolutely
25
huge.
pounds worth, though?
25 pounds. Oh, it looked massive. I can believe that. I absolutely can't believe it. It's massive.
Canelo.
I got another one wrong as well. But it was a bit of a gamble. I think it was more who had more left, but it was quite clearly Lara. Lara stopped Danny Garcia, didn't her?
Yeah.
Rolly Romero got back to winning ways under one of my favourite coaches in the world, Ismail Salas.
Yeah.
I'm missing a few off there, no doubt.
Well, your old mate Linares was in the ring, wasn't he? He was all part of the scene.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Well, Caleb Plant did. I think you did call Caleb Plant stopping the comeback.
Yeah, I did get that. He was brave as to come up. Plant's a quality fighter. Plant's a world-class elite fighter.
Yeah. Well, this week, and it is podcast number 8 in association with Boxing Social, of course, sponsored by Active Trades and FK Group. Now, that means it's the letter H. Now, with the week that we have, I think it's only right that we're looking at heavyweights.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but before we do that, I thought H as well, if we're talking boxing, I mean, hookers springs to mind. I don't get any funny idea. Now, if we're talking about the best hookers in boxing, what I did was, before we start recording this, he was on our pod a couple of weeks ago. He's fighting a week on Saturday as well. Dan Morley, because I know you know your stuff, and I'm not going to deny that. You're quite a student of the game, but I think Dan is a student to different levels, isn't he?
Dan's totally different. Dan's proper historian, isn't he?
He is. So I spoke to Dan and I just said, so what's your opinion then, if we're going to talk about the best hookers in boxing? And this is Dan. Dan said, Joe Frazier, Tommy Morrison.
Tommy Morrison.
And Pepino Cuevas.
Oh.
Now, this is where his freaky knowledge comes in. Cuevas, he was in with a steam.
Was Cuevas the one who Tommy Earns?
Yes.
Ruthlessly, yeah. Do you know what I was going to say? Joe Frazier springs to your mind straight away. I think when you're thinking of famous hooks, the left hook that Henry Cooper landed against, was it Cassius Clay back then, or was it Muhammad Ali then? Might be Cassius Clay, I should know that. That's, there's some, like you say, really well known. I think anyone who's listening, if they're thinking of any more famous hooks that landed.
Well, there's some preference, but I think on that one, he was on about Pepino Cuevas. I think he's had some weird, bizarre record that he broke more bones in people's faces with his huge left hook than anybody else.
Yeah.
Even though his record shows he was beaten 15 times, but he obviously lived with absolute elite company and he punished a lot of people on his way. But again, what he then said as well, I asked him about Southpaw hookers, obviously, and he made a good point. Andy Lee's right hook was.
Do you know what? Honest to God, though, I'm not joking. I remember that right hook. What does the round? It comes round very quick. I mean, a few times. Once was it against Carl Daniels, and then I seemed to think it was someone Jackson, where he's back. he was under pressure. He was getting backed up on the ropes, and he lands this right up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best knockouts you'll ever see.
Yeah.
One of the best knockouts you'll ever see.
And the left hook to body, back to the old left hook. Now, his favourite, Mickey Ward.
Oh, yeah. Being a Manchester lad, I think you'll know my favourite.
I was just going to say, that was my thinking as well. When I was talking to Dan, I was saying, well, the obvious one from my kind of world would always be like Ricky, but
Mickey Ward was good.
Yeah, but
Ricky, listen, Ricky's best left hook to the body. Do you say Castillo?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Only because we probably that kind of not that it was a breakthrough fight because he was already a superstar, but when he first went to kind of Vegas and started, it took him to a different level, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. No, it absolutely did. But do you know one of my favourite ones? Yeah, I'm not trying to be smart ass or like that. The first Ricky Hatton fight I went to for the Central Area title against Tommy Peacock of Liverpool. I remember him going about his business, and that was my first Ricky Hatton fight. So I was on the Ricky Hatton train early, Oldham Leisure Centre, and it was dead well. I know it was body shots that done it, but I'm pretty certain it was left hooks as well. That's one of me.
I think Steve Lillis, our pal, I think he covered every single fight of Ricky's.
That's some going that.
I think I might be wrong there, but I know Steve was doing all with the debut and witness and all of that. He was absolutely he was a bit of the oracle on the Ricky career, but I mean among others as well. He's very very seasoned man.
Of course, but
I might be wrong about that, but I know that he was definitely certainly he was all over. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to move on to then heavyweights. That is the H that we're really looking at because, of course, it's AJ Dubois week, which means we've got to kind of have a little look at that card. I mean, it's obviously this on Saturday. It's going to be an incredible spectacle. I mean, I think if you listen to all the promoters, there's about 287,000 people at Wembley. I think on Saturday.
Yeah, I think you know what? I genuinely think the record's gone a few times over, but there's a lot of people there. It is actually
it will be a record. I think. I think it'll be about 96,000 there. I mean, it's phenomenal, really, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable. It's don't know where they're finding the seats, but it's you know what? It's a top card as well. From top to bottom. Been a few changes.
Before I get your opinion on the main event, then what's jumping out? I mean, if you do go top to bottom, and I think if you start with like Mark Chamberlain and Josh Padley and work your way up, I mean, what's kind of getting you going?
Listen, it's Josh Padley's big chance, and it's no secret. Chamberlain's one of Sergei Sheikh's favourite, isn't it? So if you beat one of his favourites, I'm not saying automatically he does, but it puts you right in the picture to become one of his favourites again. So there'll be more big nights for him. Listen, massive shout out and respect to Ishmael Davis coming in at late notice to fight very talented fighter in Josh Kelly. You can only respect that. And I think it's a good fight. Listen, the one I'm probably looking forward to most on it, and know both lads, and I think it can't help but be a great fight. I think it's so hard to call, honestly. Anton Kakachi, Josh Warrington. It's no longer for the world title now, is it? But it's I think it's a belter of a fight.
What do you reckon happens in that?
Oh, mate, I don't make me pick, mate. I'm pals of both, but do you know what? Honestly, it's so interesting. But I do think the extra £4, I think it'll help Josh. But there's no denying Anto can wallop. That's what absolutely everyone says. He's shown last time out. It's but I think people forget as well with Anto. It's like think, it's Josh past it. Anto's been around a long time, but he's only fresh because through no fault of his own, inactivity was mad for him.
Yeah, he's older than Josh, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But he deserves his day in the sun, doesn't he? He's had some setbacks, hasn't he? Fight cancellations and all the rest of it.
He absolutely does, and every credit to him. I think, listen, Joe Cardine is a very likable lad. But if he was going to lose it to anyone, Anton Kakachi is the kind of guy you want him to lose it to. So every credit, and you see the love that he's had since he's gone over to Belfast. So we'll see.
But likewise, Josh Warrington, top fella, and again determined to kind of show that he's going in this underdog role, which he loves.
Yeah, no, he does. He loves, and he's he's upset. He's upset that a few times. It's worked for him a good few times in two of his very biggest wins in Lee Selby and Carl Frampton. Yeah, I think someone else who's on the card who absolutely deserves his shot is Tyler Denner. I hope he's getting well paid. And listen, I think he's going to do better than a lot of people. I think, listen, I do lean towards Hamza. He seems to be improving all the time. But he's, do you want that long ago, Dom? Do you remember when he was working, we done the show, it was Fight Zone in the car park, Tyler, didn't he? He boxed Derek Asazi, didn't he?
Yeah. He was the underdog in that as well.
He was an underdog in that.
Yeah.
Obviously, fair play to me, beat our a good mate of ours, Brad Ray, who hopefully gets his shot, you know, at something big sometime soon. He had another, very comfortable night, didn't he? In Blackpool, just gone. Tardeni, and I think, do you know what? It just shows you done it. I know he had like the River Wilson Bent fight where he was very unlucky when the referee called it. And you know what? He's just stuck with it, and you think he's just riding the crest of the wave he's got. And again, he's got absolutely nothing to lose, and I think he's going to give a really good account. So, like I say, I do think Hamza, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler caused him some problems. I remember speaking to him in Birmingham before he fought Felix Cash. He's how confident he was, not in any way arrogant. You know, when he's just got that ear out, I think he's very comfortable at the weight. So he's just dead talkative on the morning of the fight. He was doing a little bit of a workout morning of a fight. It weren't like he was struggling either. He was dead talkative and stuff, and you could see it. And I thought, now that's a boy who's just absolutely loving his boxing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
do you remember we spoke to him in Birmingham as well when we were doing a Maverick Stars event, and he was about to fight Macca, wasn't he? McCormick McGowan.
He was. And listen, that was a good top fight. But it's a very close fight. But he was just great in that. And I think, listen, at the time, obviously, McCauley, one of the best people you can meet. He was thinking, hopefully, Tyler's overlooking, but he absolutely wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Just he was on it. Do you know what I mean? But good fight. But it just shows those fine margins and fair play. He's taking his chances. I think, like you say, I think it's the top five. I think, listen, the main event, I genuinely think it's a belt. I think it's a really tough one to call.
Just before, because I want to get into that a little bit with you, but there's Boatsy Hutchinson as well.
Do you know what? How did I miss that? Do you know that? That's in the one where during the gym, the proper split down the middle, you know, who do you think's going to win? And not long ago, you wouldn't have dreamed of saying that not long back, would you?
Who's your William picking?
I think he's picking Hutch train.
Okay.
He's picking the Hutch train. I think, Robert, I'm going Boatsy, but listen, I think it's a great fight. But
I think you can't knock the quality of the card for and then the fact of the matter is as well, when you can get more engaged just about on any of the undercard fights than even the heavyweight, the main event, because it's that kind of card. But it is a fascinating main event.
A great main event, and I don't think enough credit has been given to Daniel Dubois since the Usyk fight, but not even since including the Usyk fight. I thought, that night against Usyk, I thought he'd done very well. He'd done a lot better than a lot of people expected. I thought he had little moments in the fight.
Yeah.
I think he's improved massively since then. I said it. I thought the Jarrell Miller fight was a massive turning corner for him. I really do. And I thought, listen, I was impressed massively last time against Sergovic. Listen, probably shipped a bit too much early on, which he wouldn't want to. I think if he does that this time, then listen, it's over inside 6. But listen, if he can get through those first 3-4 rounds without taking too much punishment, Daniel Dubois has got a fantastic chance Saturday night. It's just whether he does or not. Listen, AJ looks in a really good place, but we have got to remember as well, it's not being negative, because I'm a massive AJ fan and everything about him, but I think a lot of people, they are getting carried away in the Otto Wallin wins and the Francis Ngannou wins. Listen, I think Ben Davison and the team there, I think they're fantastic. I think anyone who goes there, they do wonders for. So I think they're a fantastic team. But you can't compare Otto Wallin and Francis Ngannou wins to Daniel Dubois. You simply can't.
You playing the drums there?
What?
You playing the drums there with your pencil? What are you doing?
It's an hotel pen. Mercure.
Right. Do you think, though, on the main event, again, the dressing rooms are going to be very important, because Joshua has been there before many times when he's heard the roar of a stadium crowd in the background before he makes that ring walk. He's been there and he's got the T-shirt and all of that. This is going to be very new for Dubois in London, 96,000 people, and this amazing event. You know what I mean? This is new. So how he deals with that mentally is
That's a massive thing.
Don Charles' biggest job, maybe.
Yeah, and I think, listen, but I think he's got the right man for it. Listen, we won't know till the night, but I do definitely see that as an advantage for Anthony Joshua. But Don Charles seems to, I think everyone's going about technically, about the shape he's in, so I think mentally he's done an unbelievable job with Daniel Dubois. And I think that's someone, you know, who respects. I always want to give a shout out to our mate Kieran Farrell, who's very much part of the team. But yeah, no, Don Charles deserves massive credit for. He's been the head coach there a bit now, hasn't he? And basically, yeah, for turning Daniel Dubois' career around.
Yeah, but ultimately, what's going to happen? Ant? Give us your prediction.
I could very easily be wrong, honestly, and I keep chopping and changing. I was only saying this today, but listen, I'm going to stick with AJ landing enough in the first 3 or 4 rounds to take it out of Dubois, and then it be over by 6. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong. Really wouldn't. On the inside, I think improved. I think Dubois singly is probably the bigger puncher, but AJ, he lets him flow a little bit better, doesn't he? And the thing with AJ, is he a better finisher than Dubois? If he does get him hurt, yeah, he probably is. But no, Dubois, mate, he's the champion, isn't he? But he's an underdog, but he's a very, very live one, in my opinion.
Yeah, heart of a lion. That's why he's not allowed back in Chester Zoo. Anyway, make any sense, does it, Ant? Anyhow, on that then. What are you going to do in Singapore now?
Do you know what? I'll just give it a big like I'm going to go and see it, because only here not very long. Go and see it, get around, mix with the locals. Though, you know me, I don't read the paper. I go out there and I see it myself. You know, go and have a look for myself. But yeah, do you know what? I've absolutely no idea. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. I've gone to that fancy hotel. Before. Yeah.
There's different districts.
Oh, there's gardens as well. That was nice.
There's like foodie areas. I remember there's different, because obviously, as you'll see, it's a big melting pot of culture. And there's like various, it's obviously where it is. They say, it's one of only 3 surviving city-states. Can you name the other 2 proper sovereign city-states?
No, go on, tell me.
Monaco and Vatican City, I believe. Although there are others that are a bit like that, but it's just literally tiny little. Pardon?
Do you know what else we're going to offer you? Boxing, like a bit off boxing. Is it classed as a super city like New York, London, Paris? Are they classed as super cities, or there's a word for them?
Well, you talk about global world cities, aren't you? Global world cities.
Singapore's one, or?
Well, it's got to be up there because it's a real hub of finance, and it's
massively.
Because of where it is positioned geographically, and it's very close to the equator and all the rest of it. And obviously, it's a very much a hub of Southeast Asia. But you've got, I suppose, in the region, you won't want to walk it, but you've got Hong Kong and Tokyo and Beijing and Shanghai, and there's loads of mega cities around there. In the Philippines, you've got Manila and all that. But you have a walk around, you'll enjoy it. There's lots of different bits to do. You can get a ferry over to Indonesia. You go to one of the islands.
Indonesia. I could go on it. I could go and see me making it about myself again. My old opponent.
Yeah.
Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, I'd check his address before you just jump on a ferry to one of the islands near Singapore, because Indonesia's got, I think, more islands than any other nation.
He was Indonesian as well, like massively underrated. He boxed him, Chris John. He beat Marquez, didn't he, in a close one?
Well, it's a vast place, but anyway, it's vast where you are, even though it's only tiny. Like he
beat Dow Jordan, and then did he beat Choi? Or was that that was Dow, wasn't it? Dow Jordan beat Choi. Do you remember Choi from Oldham via Mongolia?
Of course I do. He's very exciting fighter. He used to come out in all the headgear and all that, didn't he?
Yep. A friend of Shinny Bayaz.
Yeah. Well, Shinny's obviously, you see Shinny at the shows all the time, don't you?
Shinny's busy, like obviously with the pros, but also with the amateurs as well. Do you know what might be wrong? Jack Doherty, God bless him. I'm sure he said like one of the big mistakes He didn't apply for his citizenship like Shinner. So he thought, well, he won the British title, Shinner, didn't he? But Choi at that time, he had an unbelievable chance of winning the British title. You definitely would have backed him to it, and then it could have led to something a little bit bigger. But I think in the end, I remember, he boxed out Jordan, got very well paid for it by years, and then he bought a farm or something back home. Might be wrong, but I'm sure it's something like that.
Right. Well, before you go, then what's been amusing you? Because you've had a long journey over there. You had Wi-Fi all the way across to Singapore, so you would have been doing your usual and clocking who's doing what on social media. So what's got your attention?
I mean, you know what? I swear, there's a guy. He's not even new, but first of all, I'll tell you what's burning me head out with social media. Just these fitness influencers just going on about calories and what you can do to substitute calories. That's like my pet hate now. I used to think it's funny, but there's a guy called Bevo or something like that, and he like reviews food, but he don't even chew it, and he's proper old. Like I think he had an old account, like the actor, give it away. So I don't know, I might go out. But then I do see he calls trolls out, so I don't even want to call him because I'm sure he was on a Misfits or something like that. Bevo, we've got like these teeth. Yeah, and he just chews his food twice and swallows it.
Nice.
And he just bigs everything up, man. Yeah, and it's I was like watching it, and it's although the videos are a bit disturbing, where you're just watching someone eat with veneers, I'll end up watching loads of them.
I think there'll be some characters knocking around Singapore like that this week, won't there?
There will be for the F1.
So there's lots going on, isn't there? So yeah.
Yeah.
But where do you think?
What's that?
What kind of a base are you going to find us for this training camp? And if anyone wants to get involved with our training camps, you know where to find us at projectboxing.co.uk and across all the social media channels. Well.
Absolutely. More than welcome to come. But I tell you what it is, Dominic, very humid over here. Very humid over here. I had keratin treatment on my hair before I come out because otherwise it'd be doing backflips. It's very, very humid.
Did you bring your brush with you? Never leave home without it.
Did I bring my heated comb with me? I did as well, but it's in the bag.
Oh, well. Right, well, we shall let you crack on then, Anthony. And what now? Going to go for a bedding?
Dom, prediction. I might have a sneaky one or two, but I've done a bit of training before. AJ or Dubois?
I think AJ, but again, I think he probably will just have a bit too much. I think the event as well is more geared up for AJ. Everything about the thing. Dubois, obviously, as everyone will say, he's got a puncher's chance, and it wouldn't surprise you if he did catch AJ early on. I just think he'll be pretty smart, AJ. I think the work that would have been done with Davison and the way that they study opponents and the way that, you know what I mean, stone left unturned.
You can see AJ likes that could play a huge part. Okay, if you think there's going to be an upset in one of the fights, who is it? Or what is it?
Well, the good thing about it is when you look at it, there wouldn't be a massive upset. I mean, Padley against Chamberlain might be a bit of an upset.
To be fair, Ishmael Davis coming in at a week.
Yeah, sorry. I
mean, Josh Kelly be a pretty huge.
But Ishmael Davis is ready, though, isn't he? I think he's pretty fight ready.
No, he is. He's always, you can only respect that, but still, it's be a massive upset.
It would, but the beauty of the card is that
he is. Josh is very good, and
I don't think Josh will be derailed on that one at all. I think he'll be focused, but I think it's a tough night, and he'll have, I think Davis will have some success.
Do you know what? It would be an upset. I think it's so tough to call. Josh Warrington, I'm sure with the book, he's quite a big underdog. But again, I think that's a 50-50 fight. Listen, Tyler Denby would be a big upset.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think that is the one, actually, when you look at it. Because I know the run he's been on is magnificent, but I think Shearer and the size of him and everything.
Dubois as well. I think Dubois is quite a reasonable underdog.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wouldn't be. We're not talking Tyson, Buster Douglas, are we? Whatever happens.
No.
I mean, in any of the fights going down the card, that's all I'm saying is that I think that it's really good matching, isn't it? Because each fight has something about it. Really has.
Yeah, and also, well, there's free fights after the public workout.
Yeah. Yeah, which is that's an interesting move, isn't it?
I mean, Jimmy Moore, he's got a busy night. He's got 2 on it. He has got Cameron Vong.
Yeah.
And he's fighting Joe Hughes, different Joe Hughes though. To a lot of no. Adam Hamed is fighting. So I forgot who's the third fight now. I feel really rude here. Let me think who the third fight is. Oh, I've heard Chris Congo.
Right. Yeah, interesting way of doing things, but there's plenty going on.
No, I'm glad those 3 people benefit from it. So it's good.
You'll be back in time anyway to take it all in on UK soil, as well as Crystal Palace versus Manchester United, and after United winning at the weekend, then surely it's more or less nailed on the league now, isn't it?
I think 21's coming, Dom. I think 21's coming, and looking forward to a great weekend of sport.
Right, Anthony. Well, you go and have a lovely time, and go and have one of those £8 beers, and we'll catch up with you very soon.
Yes, yeah, I know. Sickening. Right, okay then, mate. I will do.
Right. There you have it. Thank you very much indeed for watching the Project Boxing Podcast.